Welcome everyone, this is effect we are going to do. It's a little bit complicated than previous one, but I'm completely beginner in After Effects, so if I can do it, you can do it as well. First of all, we will do as always the new composition. So it's 1080 by 912 or 912 by 1080. Composition name we'll call, I don't know, collect memories. And background color is black, duration is 10. Okay, now for the first time I will add a background image. So this is also a tutorial how to add a background image to your After Effects. In order to do so, just import, click here and with right click on the mouse and then import and go to file and find your picture, mine is here, and drag your picture here. Now we have a picture. If it's too big, you can make it smaller, like this. And that's it. Now your picture is background. In order, you can rename this as a background. Okay, I like to lock this layer so I can't move it anymore. Okay, nice. Now let's create a line. In order to create a line, I will use this pen tool. My fill will be 0, my stroke will be white and will be 11 pixels white. So click here, hold down the shift key and click here. Now we have our line, we can move it here in the center. Yeah, something like that. That's white line, so I will call this layer white line. You can rename the layers by clicking on the right click on the mouse and click rename. So this is white line. So now let's add our trim pads and let's animate by opening this trim pads effect and let's move this end to the 0 and create a keyframe, and after 1 second move this value to 100%, and now we have nice looking effect. It's maybe a little bit slower, so you can close or these two keyframes, make it faster. So select both keyframes, click F9 to add easy ease. You can add motion blur by clicking here and then on graph editor change the speed by clicking on this dot, and this yellow handle will appear and move it on the left as much as possible. Now you basically changed the speed of your animation. It's a little bit fast at the beginning, then it's getting slower. In order to exit this graph editor, click here again. So now we have white line, but we want to have a yellow line as well animation. So in order to do so, click on the white line and then Control D, and you will basically duplicate this white line, and let's rename it to yellow line. So move this yellow line below the white line by dragging. So right now nothing changed because these two layers are stuck after each other. So white line is above and it will show just a white line. If we turned off visibility of white line, you will see that yellow line is under, but I didn't change the yellow line to yellow basically. So click on the yellow line layer and on the stroke change it to yellow. So now you will see, yeah, we have a yellow line below. So if we turn on visibility on white line, we will not see it. So in order to see it, go with your cursor and at the end of white line animation, select white line and then go to edit and split layer. And that new layer, call it white line background. Okay. And now move this yellow line layer a little bit on the right. So after this white line animation finish, that yellow can start. So let's see right now. Still nothing. We can see a yellow line animation. Why? Because this white line background is above yellow line. So let's move it below yellow line. So let's try right now. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we are done with line animation right now. So let's add some text. Click on the text tool here and I'll add, I don't know, collect memory nothing. Okay, let's make it a little bit bolder and bigger. Okay, put it here, maybe a little bit smaller. Okay, something like that. Also, I will change the color of these memories that match the color of this line. In order to do so, click on the eyedropper and then on the line. Now you have the same color. Great. Now I'm going to duplicate this. I will first rename this collect memories, not things layer with, I don't know, quote. Let's call it quote. Okay, let's duplicate that quote by Control D. And that new layer, let's rename it under text. Okay, and move it under the quote. So drag that text here, change it by double click on it, and I'll go with Adobe or lower third, or let's say After Effects lower third. Okay, I'll change also font a little bit and change the size a little bit. So something like this should work. Okay, now we have two text layers. Let's animate them. I will first animate a quote. So I will turn off under text visibility here. Go to quote and click a P on your keyboard, or you can go here, go to transform and find the position. And I will change the position of this. I will start on 2 seconds and I will change position here and click stopwatch to insert the keyframe, and after I'll go on a 3rd second and the change position again, go here. Now I have this animation. Okay, very nice. So that's the first thing. You can also select both, click on the F9, go to graph editor and change the speed of animation, but that's not mandatory for this tutorial. It's just looking nice. So right now I'll finish with this quote animation. So after, what we have right now is this yellow line, and then these letters go above the line. But we don't want to see these letters here, just when they are above the line. In order to do that, let's create another layer. Let's pick rectangular tool and let's decide to go with a fill of, I don't know, black and without any stroke. And let's create rectangle here. It needs to be connected with this line. So it needs to touch this line. something like that. Yes, and let's call this shape layer, let's call it quote box, quote visible box. Okay, so this shape layer should be above the quote layer. And go to quote layer, and under the track matte, if you don't see track matte, just click here, and under the track matte click on the alpha matte quote visible box. That basically means show this text when it's entered in the box. So let's see. So text is not visible until it goes inside of that black box. Yeah, hope that's clear. So we are done with the collect memories, not things. So I will turn off quote text and turn on under text visibility. So let's do the same thing with under text visibility. First, we need to make a position animation. So click on under text, P, position, and go to third second here, because we want this animation to start a little bit after the first one. So go on third second, move your text here, add a keyframe, and then on fourth second, move your text here in the final position. So we have this. Nice. You can click on both keyframes, click F9, change the speed a little bit. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, nice. So now we have this. But we don't want to see this text crossing here, but just when it enters here under the line. So in order to do that, we need to create another layer, another rectangular, and this time I will go with another color so you can see the difference. So this time I will go with blue one. Okay, so fill is blue, stroke is 0, something like that, and make it connect this line just around here. Nice. So this new shape layer, we'll call it under text visible box. Okay, and we will move it just above the under text layer. Now on the under text layer, on track matte, go to alpha matte under text visible layer. So let's see. Great, that's it. So turn on quote layer so we can see it, and let's try one more time. That's basically our animation. So as you can see as you probably saw on my video, this animation doesn't start here, but on my example it goes backward as well and finish here. So in order to do that, as you can see, our whole area is 10 seconds long, our whole composition, but we basically use just 4 seconds for this animation. So let's select all the layers, click on the right click, pre-compose, and let's call it in animation. Okay, and let's duplicate this by Ctrl D, rename it to out animation. Okay, put out animation under the in animation. So what we have right now is two animations above each other. So let's play it one more time. So here our animation is done. So I will select both composition we made, go to edit and the split layer, and I will basically delete first one and the third one. So what we have right now is the same thing like we had before, but we have our animation just 4 seconds long, and after that it's done. So now I will go to this out animation and move it to the right. So now our animation is 8 or 9 seconds long. Let's see. But as you can see, after the first animation is done, second one begins, but it begins from the beginning. So in order to change that, we can click on this layer, out animation, right click, time reverse layer, and that will reverse animation from the end to the beginning. So let's try one more time. That's it, guys. We just created a very nice looking After Effects lower third, and it's a little bit complicated, like I told you, than the first one we created, but we basically use two things, trim pads and alpha matte. So it's very powerful animation to show you what can be done with just two tools, and I hope you can use those tools to be creative and to create 100 different effects just using with these two tools. So that's it from me, guys. If you have any question, feel free to comment. Also, all project files and everything you need to follow along you have in description for free. So feel free to use it, and see you in next tutorial. Thank you.